चल फिर इडली बना दे.
इडली के लिए स्टीमर ढूंढना पड़ेगा and even the pressure cooker, I'm not quite sure where it is.
मसाला डोसा.
मसाला डोसा, God, you're a bit demanding. मसाले के लिए स्टफिंग कौन बनाएगा? It's going to take so long.
प्लेन डोसा.
हाँ, मतलब प्लेन डोसा के लिए भी मुझे बैटर ढूंढना पड़ेगा and I think it has to soak for a bit.
आलू के पराठे.
Listen, this is only breakfast, yeah? We've got the rest of the day to think about. I'll tell you what you...
Aloo also. Mooli's in season. Mooli ke parathe.
Manish Sahi, these are your options. Beans on toast, toast with beans, or cereal.
Oh, you mean the same as every day then?
Yep. Welcome to the Shabby and Man podcast. We are partners, parents, podcasters, broadcasters,
and everything else in between.
And in case you're wondering what that conversation was all about, the food conversation, we are guessing that this is the kind of conversation that is taking place up and down the country, around the world right now, which is because of the lockdown. Everybody is talking about, the kind of food that they like.
I think we have so much time to sit at home and decide what we're going to eat next.
What are we going to eat next? And because we've not had meals together as a family, we've not had a lunch together as a family for
God
years.
Knows how long.
God knows how. So that's why I think everybody's thinking about food, talking about food, making new dishes that they haven't tried, improvising. And so
haven't you seen social media? Every second person is making banana bread.
I know, you told me that we should make banana bread. God knows how long you've been saying that for. It's just that I'm not a fan of overripe bananas, and I think that is the only thing. Which reminds me, my mother used to make fantastic banana fritters, which again are made with overripe bananas, but we'll get to that later. So we thought that if we are in a hypothetical world where there were no lockdown rules, where calorie counting was not on our minds, what would
you could get all the ingredients.
And you could get all the ingredients.
Because have you seen when we go downstairs to the supermarket, I think eggs is absolute rarity nowadays in our little elaka.
Yeah. It's hit and miss,
you can either get them or you don't get them for weeks.
So provided all the ingredients are available and provided, again I said, we're not really looking at healthy food here, we're looking at favorites. What, Manish Sahi, would be your ideal breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack? What would a perfect meal constitute for you?
You're talking about, as they say, Western food or Indian food? English food or
ठीक
है,
दोनों बता दो.
No, I'll just tell you.
Let's stick to one thing. कौन सा काम पे जाना है?
Let's stick to one thing today.
Which is Asian food.
Indian food.
Indian food. Yeah.
So, what do you say first? Breakfast.
Yeah. What is your ideal breakfast?
Breakfast for me, I love South Indian breakfast. Yeah. Idli, dosa,
vada,
upma, uttapam.
That is very strange coming from a Punjabi boy. Why do you like where did you get the taste for South Indian food?
I don't know.
Is it growing up in India? Not growing up, but going to India so frequently, because I doubt if your boarding school in India was serving
Why do you mention my boarding school in every episode?
Because food was a very big part of everybody's growing up, and I'm guessing that whatever comes to you as your ideal meal now,
I
must have
hanging around in Delhi.
Memories.
A lot of my friends before I met you, used to hang out in this little South Indian cafe with lemon rice.
Are you talking about Udipi by any chance? So South Indian.
I don't remember seeing you there.
Yeah.
Maybe you weren't invited,
Yeah. So
sorry, that's where the trendy radio DJs used to hang out.
Oh, really? Okay. So you
with that filter coffee.
So South Indian breakfast.
Yeah.
Yours is a South Indian breakfast. I think nothing beats a well done, and I mean a well done, hot, crispy toast with a little bit of butter on it.
Yeah, very easy to please.
Very easy to please. I think toast and butter, white bread, but I know it's not that healthy. Either white bread or sourdough, one or the other, with butter, and I like my toast to cool a bit so the butter doesn't melt through.
There's something going through my head that in your little village,
yes,
you used to have sourdough.
No, but in this village, which is London, I've got a taste for sourdough. But I'm very fussy
Just imagine you,
listen,
walking down the churha saying, "Arey bhai sahab, I would like a smashed avocado, please."
A double roti ke saath. No, listen, I'm very fussy about two things. It may just be toast, but it has to be really nice and brown. Not too brown, but not your toaster setting at all. Much higher than that. And B...
Oh, you mean burnt? Your style?
No, not burnt, but almost there. And...
It's not, I read something. It's not good for you to have burnt toast.
Yeah, but it's not burnt. It's just well done, okay? And the toast has to cool down sufficiently for the butter to really stay in dollops on top of it and not seep through and make it all soggy. And a little bit of pepper, black pepper on top, freshly ground.
Oh,
that's it.
You
Or chaat masala.
You talked about butter. That's reminding me. Can I add one more thing?
Yes.
Aloo ke parathe with that safed makhan.
Oh my God, I don't think
that
so.
might be a bit Punjabi, but yes. I love that.
Is that your favorite? That would also count as favorite breakfast.
I like that as well.
You know, I just mentioned black pepper on toast, but I would swap that with chaat masala happily. There's another thing which is, I don't know whether...
Chaat masala on toast?
Yeah. One more thing which is absolutely...
Sounds horrible.
Listen, heaven for me to this day. Something I have to have every time I go to India, which is just the right size, color, shape of amrood, sweetness of amrood, not too yellow, not too green, with chaat masala smear on it. I don't know whether that's a breakfast thing or snack thing or street food
thing.
Those
guavas, they cut in quarters and give it to you.
It is heaven for me, absolute heaven. So that's breakfast. Okay.
I thought
South Indian, for me it's very easy.
You know these amroods, if they're kacha-ish, I really can't eat them.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be pakored to the right degree.
The only thing I like chaat masala on is...
chaat.
No, apart from chaat, that's obvious, that's given, is, you know when they cut those cucumbers?
Yeah.
Kakri
pe chaat masala.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So that's breakfast done. What would be your ideal lunch?
Lunch, that's a tough one. Lunch, I'd probably go. You know,
it's pertinent to mention here. It is
I love meat, but I'm saving my meat for dinner.
Yeah, I was just going to say maybe we should also mention here that you and I have completely different ideas on lunch and dinner, in the sense that you feel that your meal should get more and more regal and shahi as the day progresses, as in, you know, lunch can be something that is easily rustled up, but dinner is the star of the table.
Of course, they used to call me Manish Shahi Tukra.
Exactly. Clearly you've not heard the saying that you should breakfast like a king and dine like a pauper. So your meals should ideally get lighter. But then again, we're in a hypothetical world. We're not looking at calories. So go on then. Lunch.
Lunch would be for me, I know, chole bhature. Not just chole bhature, but lots of achar, and I'd say to that guy making it, bhai sahab, thodi sa onions dal the onions, and you know I like loads of onions right on top of it.
That's a very Punjabi trait that you have, which is something you can't run away
from. And the achar has to be nimbu or that gajar wala.
Gajar ka achar with chole bhature.
Yeah.
And
it's like a gajar kind of strips.
Slivers of gajar. Yeah. Vegetable achar or whatever it is. Chole bhature, any other variation? Chole bhature is your dream lunch.
That's what I would like to eat. I know it's not healthy, but we're talking hypothetical once in a while.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Mine would be very easily. I've always been a default vegetarian. You know, I can easily live without meat for the rest of my life. So it would be a mooli ka dal, which my mother makes. You know, it's absolutely fantastic.
Mooli ka dal.
It's a white moong dal, but it has discs of mooli in it.
It
sometimes has a bit of spinach in it.
You don't live alone, you know.
I know that. Listen, please, okay? It has hing in it, which takes care of what you're talking about, by the way. But mooli ka dal, my mother's mooli ka dal, I think, is my top of the list. Aloo posto, a very Bengali thing which I don't have very often. Again, aloo posto takes me back to my childhood days in Calcutta. My dadi making aloo posto.
It sounds like something you'd order from Amazon. Could you post some aloo for me?
No, it's not from Amazon, okay? So if only it was on Amazon. So I think dal, something vegetarian, you know, some kind of a lovely dal, even tadka dal or even Punjabi maa ki dal with a little bit of cream on top. It'll have to be a dal and some kind of a sabzi. I'm a huge fan of sabzi, especially the bitter ones. Karela, and then bhindi. Bhindi is not bitter, but I love karela. I love crispy fried bhindi. I love baigan.
Crispy bhindi was what I was thinking of in my dinner.
In your dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I would have it as a lunch. So a vegetarian lunch with specific things. Did
I say dinner? I meant, you know, that time in between lunch and dinner where you have snacks.
With your drink?
Snacks.
What you would have with your patiala peg?
That's right.
Okay, so crispy fried bhindi then.
Crispy bhindi and amritsari wala fish.
Fish. Oh my God. Somebody can read you like a book. I would also include my mother's dahi vada as part of my lunch menu. Very, very so obviously I can see that I have a weakness for urad dal, because this muli ka dal also, the base is urad dal, white urad dal, and dahi vada also comes from urad dal. So dahi vada with all the chutneys. I need the imli ki chutney and the hari chutney, but definitely the imli ki chutney. Right, tea time.
Oh, sorry, can I just go back to chutneys? Because
Yes.
I'm obsessed with chutneys. And in breakfast, if I do have that idli or that dosa, I must have coconut chutney, pudina ki chutney, and you know that tomato chutney.
Tomato and chili ki chutney.
Yeah, and there's two types of chutney, which tomato chutneys I like. There's that very South Indian Andhra style chutney, which has got which is tomato with peanuts in it. Have you tried that?
Why are you not fond of gunpowder?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I do.
That's a very
remember
South
that.
Indian thing as well,
is,
right?
yes.
Which is
Very
like
Kerala, I
salt, but then you
think,
mix
Keralite.
it with oil
Yeah.
to make it a paste when you eat it.
The same oil that you put on your head also.
Yes. Which is now
Coconut oil.
which is such a trend in the Western world. You know, the Western world is going gaga, but all these keto diet followers and all, they think that there can be nothing better or healthier than coconut oil. But snack time in the evening with your chai.
That was my
masala
snack.
chai.
My snack would have been
Crispy fried
fish
bhindi.
fry and crispy fried bhindi. Yes.
I don't know. I'm not really. I think mine would be
Yours dal
poha, dal mot, or something nicely made poha, you know, or Bombay mix. But I don't like the Bombay mix you guys love in this country. I like the Bombay mix.
Sorry, is it too bland for you?
No, it's not too bland. It's too spicy for me. It's again a Bombay mix
opposite of
that
what
my
I was
mother
thinking.
makes at home. I think it's a very Madhya Pradesh thing. It's a central India thing.
I know that we're recording this on Mother's Day, but virtually everything, single thing you said is what my mother
What
makes.
my mother makes.
What my
You know,
mother makes.
that's the thing. The irony is that my mother would be the first person to say she's not a great cook. So the 3, 4, 5 things that she makes them really well. And that's why, you know, she has a limited repertoire, as she would say herself. But the couple of things, and especially because I don't make it her way, so I really miss it. So it would be, I'm not very big on snacks. I think I prefer my snacks in this country. I would like a nice Garibaldi biscuit or one of those nice chocolatey things.
But we're sticking to Indian stuff.
We're sticking to Indian stuff, all right. So it would be probably, you know, fruits with chaat masala on it, or chaat actually. Even
God,
chaat.
you really like chaat masala.
I do like
I pity
chaat.
the person who has to live with you.
And chaat masala. I know. Good job. It's not you. And dinner. What would you say?
Dinner, now I have to go for my meat food. You know, dinner I would have some, I don't know, chops. You know what chops are?
Yeah.
Lamb chops.
Champ.
I love the way they say champ. Railway mutton curry maybe. I like that greasy. There should be, you know, a layer of fat on it.
Oh my goodness.
I could go the cliche way and say butter chicken and monkey dal, but that's given. You know, I love that. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of other things.
Yeah.
Achari bagan.
Achari bagan. That's not meat, but you like it.
I know. You gotta have some vegetables on the side.
Yeah.
So my vegetables would have been a bit of bhindi, achari bagan, and those tawa vegetables. You know, the ones that they, I forgot what it's called.
Yeah. It is tawa.
Is it tawa
Basically, grilled vegetables on a tawa.
Tandoori fried vegetables.
Tandoori fried vegetables.
Yeah.
What would you have for dessert?
Dessert bhi khana padega. I don't know. Something Indian. I'm trying to think of something Indian.
Rasmalai.
I know.
It has to be
love
rasmalai.
rasmalai.
You love
But I
rasmalai.
also like pista wali kulfi.
Kulfi. I'm not very big on these milky desserts. You know, people love rabdi, people love
Oh, I
rasmalai.
love rabdi.
I'm not a rasmalai person, and I'm Bengali. I ought to.
You don't like
love
cream
sweets.
on your
no,
thing?
No, I don't.
I love it.
Absolutely don't like it. So for me, it has to be something dry. I don't mind a hot gulab jamun or a rasgulla or even mithais. You know, I love besan ka laddu. I think my all-time favorite comfort dessert has to be besan ka laddu, but a very simple besan ka laddu, not ones that have all that dry fruit. It's telling us something. I have no idea what that alarm
That's
is
an
for.
alarm.
That's
See?
probably one of the kids getting up to do something. But besan ka laddu, very simple besan ka laddu with besan and sugar, nothing else, no dry fruits.
Okay.
So that's it. Anything about drinks? Anything that you like about Indian drinks? Don't say mango panna, please. Or don't say chas. Don't say kulfi. Don't say lassi, because I know they're all your favorites.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but I don't think kulfi is a dream. Is a drink.
It's a drink. Yeah, but you know.
I'm dreaming that, you see. It's like,
Yeah, so what would be your ideal? Would it be lassi? I think it's lassi, because even here you try to replicate the lassi. often. I'm not into those things at all.
What I do here is I put 2 spoons of yogurt, fill it up with water, and then get
Blitz it in the-
and then get my little whisk.
Yeah.
And just keep churning it.
Yeah.
Put a bit of salt and pepper,
And you think it's
and I think it's lassi.
lassi. Yeah. No, for me it'll have to be shikanji or one of those. I'm into khatta meetha. I love khatta meetha.
It's like that jal jeera pani kind of thing.
Jal jeera, or even that banta jo India mein milta hai, the one
lemonade.
with that lemonade. Nothing that is milk or yogurt based, I hasten to add. So that's that. That is our.
So what we've learned today is that you're pretty fussy.
I am pretty fussy. There are a few things that I love, but I could eat them every single day for every meal. I wouldn't mind, and I wouldn't miss meat at all. Much as I love making lamb and chicken and all of that, your biggest gripe is that I never make fish. I've never somehow warmed up to fish at all, ever.
Which is very, very surprising for a Bengali, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or am I just going through the cliches
No,
and
I think it's
stereotypes?
also because I am a Bengali, but we grew up in North India. So maybe even my mum and dad didn't make as much fish as people in Bengal eat. They eat fish every single day. Every single day people in Calcutta or in Bengal eat fish. We didn't. I don't think for us it was more chicken and more mutton, and fish once in a while. So it also has to do with where you grew up, right? I grew up in Delhi. So there was...
You don't even say Roshagullo.
Even Rasgulla wasn't such a big deal. The other reason why we're talking about food and concentrating on food right now is because I've been chatting with so many chefs on my radio show.
A lot of cookbooks have arrived in the house as well.
A lot of cookbooks have arrived. So I was talking to Cyrus Toriwala, and everybody was giving their expert opinion on how you can
adapt in these times.
Yeah, adapt in these times, even with... And I would like to think, okay, tell me, broadly speaking, what would be your favorite cuisine in the whole world? Would it be Indian? For me, it would definitely be Indian.
Would it? I wouldn't know.
Or are you just as fond of Western, Chinese, Japanese, Korean? Are you just sizzlers, that kind of thing?
Yeah, you're right. It'd probably be Indian, but I do like... it's very basic, but I do like the Tex-Mex kind of food as well.
That as well, yeah.
I like my steaks and
for me, it is without a doubt Asian, and not just eating it, but cooking it as well. Mainly because the lockdown scenario has taught me two things. Asian food is so open to adaptations, or what would you call them? Tweaks. If you don't have one thing, for instance, when a recipe says ki add pureed tomatoes or add tomatoes, you can add puree, which is Italian. You can add sofrito, which is again something you get in the Italian aisle in the supermarkets here. You can, add sometimes pasta sauce and spice it up with the right spices, and nobody would tell the difference in a baigan ka bharta or in a sabzi. So Indian food, I think, is open to flavors from other cuisines as well, and the masalas are what actually work the magic, and that can really...
But don't you think, I'm trying to think of the cons, there's lots of pros, but don't you think Indian food is quite time consuming
I don't think so.
Compared to sticking something in the oven?
It is all about how accustomed you are to making it. Somebody, it would take somebody exactly the same time to rustle up a bowl of pasta, or to make fish and chips, or to make sausages and mash, as it would take me to make... In a 60-minute window, I can make you a 3-course Indian meal, which is rice, a dal, and a sabzi. And in 60 minutes, I'm including the chopping and the washing up and everything. It's all about how
rice, a
comfortable
dal,
you are.
sabzi, no meat in it.
As in one main dish, one sabzi, and one rice. These 3 things I can make in a 60-minute window. And I'm sure I'm not the only one.
I see you've missed out the word pulke.
Pulke. I'm not a pulka person at all.
You're not a fish person, you're not a pulka person.
Yeah. The other thing I like about Indian cooking is that when you do batch cooking, I actually don't do batch cooking, although my mum has always said to me...
batch cooking can be done for any kind of food.
No, but one thing turns into another thing very beautifully. For instance, if you made aloo ki sabzi, the next day it can be the filling for a samosa. The next day it can be a tikki. Just give it a bit of a mash, add some breadcrumbs, fry it can become a tikki. If you've got leftover rice, there are so many wonderful dishes. You can make fried rice, you can make lemon rice, you can make yogurt rice, which say that, they're done best with leftover rice. So I think that's another element to Indian cooking, where one dish can be transformed into another with the leftovers. So that's another reason why I would fall back on Asian cuisine. Always. And a lot of people also think that Indian cuisine is essentially very rich and oily and all of that.
Well, it
all
is.
those
It
things.
is.
Yeah, if you want to do it the right way and get all the right flavors, then the less amount of dum you give, pressure you give, water you add is better. It's all about the oil and the spices. But then there are healthy variations of making every dish.
I mean, Mughal cuisine is
Mughlai cuisine is
delicious
and it's
and rich.
very rich, yeah. So we're talking about a hypothetical world where health was not a concern. But even then, there are healthy variations, I think, to each and every dish that you can rustle up. And I think Indian food, if you eat everything from a little bit from every food group, it's also a very balanced meal, they say. You've got your carbs, you've got your protein, you've got everything that you get from dal and sabzi and rice and pulka and dahi. There's a cooling element to it, So it's...
Over the centuries, it's been worked
Over
out.
the centuries, I think it is traditionally a very balanced meal.
My favorite food I didn't even mention. It's different types of soft tangri kebab kind of stuff.
Hey Bhagwan. Okay, so your kebabs would be accompaniments to your drinks,
Probably.
right?
Especially
With your
those
Amritsari fish.
Lakhnoi wale soft.
Yeah, chappali kebab, shami kebab,
I forgot the name.
reshmi kebab, galoti kebab.
Galoti kebab.
Yeah.
Which melt in your mouth.
Yeah, so you are a kebab person as well. By the way, उसमें काफी सारा दाल भी होता है. Do you know? An ideal kebab, the mince meat is needed with a bit of dal to give it that silkiness.
Don't
Spoil it for me?
Don't break my illusions, please.
All right, okay. So that's it. I mean, I would love it if those who hear our podcast told us what their favorite food is.
Actually, I'll
what
tell you
their
how to
dish
get in
is.
touch with us, actually. Because
Yeah.
I thought about this the other day only. That we never tell people what to do. You can either tweet us
Yeah.
at Shabby and Man,
Yeah.
or you can, I forgot the other thing.
Go
You
to
can-
Instagram.
Instagram, that's it. And it's Shabby Man Podcast.
Podcast and just tell us, if there's anything that we've missed out that you would have added, or how there are people who like to wake up to sushi, there are people who like to wake up to muesli with a bit of yogurt and a bit of manuka honey and all kinds of things. So different things
I'm just smiling because I'm glad you didn't ask me what I'd like to wake up to. Anyway, I think it's time to leave now.
Yes, bye-bye.